Hey, let's talk about time travel movies. Here's one I haven't seen before. It's called Synchronic. Now, the name of this movie refers to a new synthetic drug that hit the streets of New Orleans. Where have we heard this before, right? There was that movie Project Power. That was actually a pretty decent movie on Netflix a while back with some new synthetic drug hitting the streets of New Orleans that gave people random superpowers and stuff, whatever, right? This drug is different in that it's a lot more specific in what it does and who it does it to. That's part of the problem with this movie, is that young people or people with pineal glands that haven't calcified yet, if they take this drug, they will literally physically travel in time. Okay, that's cool. So you've got our main character, Steve, played by none other than Anthony Mackie. He's been a very busy boy lately. Steve is an EMT. Now him and his partner, Dennis, they start noticing a pattern of people taking this drug and really weird things are happening. They're hurting themselves in really strange ways or dying in really strange ways. Like the guy gets run through with the sword that's now stuck in the wall. And it's like, where did the sword come from? They find this, old Spanish doubloon or whatever you call these gold coins, right? That's like half melted away. It's like, oh, this is interesting, isn't it? Then suddenly, Dennis's oldest daughter goes missing, and Steve figures out that it's this drug, and he figures this out because as he's going around to the last store where you can buy this stuff, he's been buying this stuff out of places so nobody else can use it. The actual inventor of this drug shows up, right, and is like, oh my god, this is so terrible, what have I done? I can't believe I made this. I'm trying to do the same thing you are and get this stuff off the market. Please tell me you destroyed it. Okay, cool. He goes off, kills himself. Of course, that's what you're going to do when you invent something like this, right? So Steve is like, oh shit, this is like actually taking me back in time. Now, poor old Steve here, conveniently, this is what I'm saying, is there's the convergence of conveniently placed events has to happen to get us to this point. You have to have Steve, who has a nasty brain tumor that has left his pineal gland in his brain uncalcified. I guess happens when you get older, like a teenager, right? So he comes up with this plan. He's got this whole stack of these pills, right? Well, I'm going to figure out what happened to Brianna, was the daughter's name. I'm going to figure out what happened to Brianna, and I'm going to try to bring her back. So he does this series of experiments, and it's kind of a cool sequence, really. It's like he sets up a camera. I'm going to do this series of experiments where I'm going to figure out how to bring her back. And he ends up like in the freaking ice age. Damn near freezes to death. He winds up almost getting stabbed by, a Spanish conquistador in the swamps. This is New Orleans, and every time he does this, he's in the same spot physically, like when he goes to where Brianna was actually on the second floor. Didn't think that one through, did you? And he falls out of a tree. It's like, oh yeah, gotta remember where you are. But everything is always in the same geographical spot. It's just a different time. Okay, and that depends on where you are, like when you take this drug, right? So him and Dennis are hanging out one day at this park and see this message scribbled on this rock, and they're like, holy shit, that's a message from Brianna. So I guess this is not doing, separate timelines. It's actually going back in the past, and you can do things, whatever. Okay, I'm going to take this drug here, go back and find Brianna. Sure enough, he brings her back. Not going to spoil the final ending, but you'll go, of course, it's all predictable, right? Honestly, I actually kind of like this movie. Now, this movie is incredibly dark, and I do mean that in a figurative way. I also mean that in a literal sense, is that every single scene in this movie is freaking dark. Everything's at night. Everything's in rooms without the lights on. Turn on the freaking lights, guys. These guys show up to a, scene with people injured and they're running around flat, doing the whole CSI thing. It's like, go turn the freaking lights on, for Christ's sake. But it's always dark. And philosophically, this movie gets really dark in a few places too. There's one scene where they're discussing, Steve's, he finally reveals that he has this brain tumor, and they start getting all philosophical about death and how, there's 99% of people will just die three different ways in a bed, and the lucky 1% don't, and all this other stuff. And we're like, oh my God, that's pretty warped and twisted and dark. And there's all kinds of other stuff going on philosophically in this movie where you just go, damn, that's a little soul-crushing stuff here, guys. And the cat just walked in here, so if you hear meowing, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's my Flurkin. Hi, Flurkin. What do you want? Yeah, I'm sorry. But anyway, it is what it is. It's a fairly interesting time travel movie. It's dark as shit. I liked it. I'm sorry, I liked it. Rating wise, I'm going to give Synchronic, and every time I say it, I want to say Synchronicity, and I know it's wrong, so I have to stop and go, no, not Synchronicity. Synchronic refers to, synthetic, chronic, drug. Yeah. Somebody was like, oh my god, that's so cool, let's make a movie called that. I get it. Okay, yeah, that's cool. It is cool. I'll give you that. What am I going to rate this? It's a good movie in that it's something that I hadn't seen done before like this. I could be wrong, but it reminded me a lot of, like, you think like Jeff Goldblum's The Fly, where he sits up, and does the experiments and stuff like that. It kind of throws back to a little bit to that kind of stuff, but watching him do these experiments and stuff, it was just a nice little mystery to see what happens next. Where's he gonna go? What's he gonna discover? I mean, it was an interesting premise. It kept my interest through the entire movie. I wasn't cringing during a lot of it. It just, there's a lot of things that add up to make me give this. I'm gonna give this a 3.0. I'm gonna say it's above average. Now, like I like to say, it's not Lawrence of Arabia. It's not Citizen Kane. It's just not. If it's got flaws, that maybe it tries to take itself a little too seriously with the whole dark noir thing. Okay, I'll give you that one. There's some points you're like, oh my god, lighten up, guys. They try to crack jokes now and again, but they're so dark and nihilistic in nature. You're just like, oh, that was kind of funny, I guess, but damn. Yeah, I'm just gonna say 3.0. If you got nothing else to do, go check it out. If you like time travel movies, this is kind of an interesting spin on that. 3.0 out of 5. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please consider punching that like button. Please consider subscribing to the channel and hit that little notification button. I don't know if it's over here or up here, maybe over here. I don't know. Go ahead and punch that. I really appreciate it. If you made it this far into the video, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.